Hello, welcome back. I'm Steve, your host, and this is the TextEvo Project. Breaking news on December 12th, in a letter to the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission on Tuesday, AFL cited video footage of IBM CEO Arvind Krishna and IBM subsidiary Red Hat Incorporated CEO Paul Comer's statements connecting exclusive pay to advancing diversity, equity, and inclusion practices as proof of its claims of violation of Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Basically, what they were doing was discriminating against people with certain religious beliefs, the color of their skin, and their sexuality. Basically, if you were a straight white male, believed in God, you were heading for the axe. You're heading for the unemployment line. The complaint adds to the nearly 24 inquiries on various companies that AFL has sent to the EEOC, which is yet to respond to the group's allegations that DEI effort violate Title VII's ban against race discrimination. The AFL letters, which have often focused on DEI programs' overall legality rather than highlighted executive roles, have previously targeted high-profile companies and organizations, including NASCAR and a few others. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the lawyer for one of these guys, who's on Viva La Barnes or Viva Barnes over in Rumble. They're talking about the incoming lawsuit, and he's representing one of the clients. So we're going to go ahead and watch this. All right. We're going to go ahead and start here. If my video's... There we go. All right. Just had to make sure it was working. So here we go. My desktop audio working? All right, here we go. We're going to go ahead and watch this. After I get this on full screen here. And leave your comments and whatever down below. See, that was a... before, that was a... the only reporting available on it just yet. But this is coming straight from the horse's mouth. The lawyer of the guy that worked for Red Hat who got fired. Take a listen and see what you think.
That into consideration when you're making investment decisions. Not that it's investment advice, because
Right now they're talking about investment advice. So let me see if I can get it up to where it's supposed to be.
everybody says, no matter what. But what the should be inquiring into, what the Justice Department should be inquiring into, is to IBM and Red Hat.
Here we go.
Oh, Robert. Now, I put two and two together very late. I never understood what Red Hat was. I still don't know what they do, but I now know that IBM bought them out, so it's been incorporated into the IBM corporate entity. I remember subsidiary. I remember you talking about them. And now James O'Keefe, OMG Media. It stands for O'Keefe Media Group. Great name.
O'Keefe Media Group, if you don't know who it is, I'd unmute myself there, was affiliated with, shoot. Well, they say it here in a minute, but Project Veritas, there we go, Project Veritas. And they're the ones that broke the story originally.
They have a whistleblower video of the CEO of Red Hat, who's now been incorporated into IBM, talking about it's an Indian guy. Not that it changes anything, but it changes something a little bit because you have an Indian guy, Indian guy, saying we're basically going to hire, we're going to hire minorities. There's overrepresentation of certain demographics and underrepresentation of others. So we're going to make points and hire the underrepresented demographics. Asians, not underrepresented. You're not going to get hired. Whites, no. And if you don't meet these quotas, well, you're going to get fired.
Allegedly, have to put that in there because this is going on YouTube too. They're ad-libbing what they know. So it's not proven in a court of law yet. It's just beginning the litigation process, from what I understand. So take it with a grain of salt. But with everything that's been going on lately, there might be some teeth to this.
And basically boasting about the fact that they terminated, kicked out white men who didn't meet quota requirements or who didn't, achieve their objectives for DEI, saying it loud and proud on internal Zoom meetings, whatever the hell it is.
Now, if they actually did that, I hope they nail him to the wall. Man, I would hate to work for a corporation like that. I really would. And I have worked for some shady corporations. Well, the people in the corporation were shady. Let me tell you. It sucks. You're always having to watch your back, figure out what clicks what click, and whether or not they decided to paint a target on your back. It sucks. And to have some person to be discriminated against like this is it's wrong. It's unthinkable.
James O'Keefe got the video, broke the story, is now getting also leaked internal Slack groups about how much they're hated for exposing the story. Tell them, why is this not objective, unlawful discrimination that warrants not just civil cases, but potentially criminal cases?
Well, I represent one of the whistleblowers, so that's I think he's gone public at some level with O'Keefe. And America First Legal is also going to be involved. So I first started representing Red Hat people during the vaccine mandate era and helped them navigate Red Hat's attempt to threaten to fire people based on their religious objections to the vaccine, or in some cases, medical objections to the vaccine.
So he's already been involved with people, with employees of Red Hat already. So maybe there's some teeth to this. Let's find out.
And we were successful in that regard. But what they followed up with was targeting people for termination based on race, gender, age, religious belief, and anybody who voiced objection to their woke ideology concerning racial discrimination, religious discrimination, gender discrimination. So it's like every form of discrimination you can do, Red Hat and IBM did, and they did it to my client. I mean, they did all of it. I mean, he was someone who had spoken out against racial discrimination at the company, spoken out against gender discrimination at the company, spoken out against religious discrimination at the company. And he is a white male whose religious beliefs they don't like. So guess you think, even though he had some of the...
Oh, man. There's no words, man. I hope he gets his day in court. If this is true, allegedly, if he gets his day in court, I hope he nails him to the wall. I mean, Red Hat has done some good things for Linux. They need to, personally, they should just, after this, they should just clear house. Get rid of all these individuals that who are doing this. It doesn't matter who you are, what you are, where you're from. If you're doing this to somebody else just because of their skin tone, their sexual preference, and the religious background, put the shoe on the other foot. I mean, I know it's happened in the past with the shoe on the other foot, and even then it was wrong. It doesn't mean it's right now, because the shoe's on the other foot. My God.
Highest internal graded employee stats and results, without any question, beyond any controversy. Who do you think's at the top of the list to suddenly get fired when they want to fire some people and they need to clear up the bankroll? Oh, the guy who complained about racial discrimination at the company, the guy who complained about gender discrimination at the company, the guy who complained about religious discrimination at the company, and the guy whose own race, gender, and religion is the kind they don't want at the company. They don't want religious conservatives, Christians involved in the company. They don't want white guys in the company. And so, wrong race, wrong gender, wrong religion, too outspoken, you're gone.
Maybe there should be some kind of community backlash on this. I mean, I'm just a small channel, and I hope that I have people from larger channels that see this, that dig into this, and who hopefully can help make a difference to prevent this from happening again. If you are watching, please do so. I'm begging you. I've been on the other end of racial discrimination. Where I grew up, there was a cop. She was female, and she hated Native Americans. And I'm part Native American. Soon as she found out my genetic history, she fabricated lies and cited me for them, and I had to frickin' take it I had to take it right straight up the ass, because it was my word against hers, and she had the badge. All right, let's go ahead and listen some more.
And so we'll be filing suit on his behalf, and I'll be working with America First Legal in this regard. Now, O'Keefe got wind of the story independently of my client, in case people are trying to put one and two together. But this was about to be public within a couple of months anyway, because we have to go through the EEOC process, and you have to get a right to sue letter and all that jazz, because we have a ridiculous administrative procedural process that's a trap for employees, in my view. They should revise the laws in that regard. Tennessee's got it right. Tennessee, you can go to the Tennessee version of the EEOC, or you can file suit independently. Take your pick. That's the right way to do it. We don't get everything right in Tennessee, but we get that right in Tennessee. Tyson Foods is going to figure that out on appeal in a couple of cases, by the way. But we'll be bringing. I can vouch. I have seen the evidence. I've been involved in this for many months now, better part of half a year. I mean, the irony about this is, at least in my client's case, he just wanted to move on with his life. He's not some political cause guy. But not only that, they discriminated him on all those grounds, and they threw in discriminating against him on the Family Medical Leave Act, screwing him out of that, and denied him his health care coverage when his wife is pregnant in a high-risk pregnancy.
Holy shit. Pardon my French. They Red Hat needs to clear house. IBM needs to clear that house. They need to clear their own houses, man, because this is wrong on so many flippin' levels. Oh, man. I hope they get their due day in court, and I hope their asses are nailed to the frickin' wall.
That's how sleazy Red Hat and IBM is. What did they think was going to happen? And, but they were in a position they could have resolved the matter. They chose to just say, screw you, because they're so arrogant about it. And so now there's going to be some comeuppance. So, my client's going to be seeking remedy, but not only that, America First Legal is building an entire class action. And there may be SEC class action potential, depending on what happens in the stock market once people discover IBM and Red Hat have been lying to them about what they've really been doing internally. They are engaged in systemic and systematic racial, religious, and discrimination.
Allegedly.
And people should know when you complain, even if you're not with any of those protected groups, they cannot retaliate against you. That's an independent legal grounds to sue. He's got every grounds to sue, plus Fair Medical Leave Act, plus violations of public policy. There's additional grounds to bring.
You see, I used to manage multi-million-dollar businesses. Yeah, these are huge no-nos, and I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they get hit with a huge fines. At least I can hope so. If this is true, I can hope so.
And we're going to bring them all. But credit to James O'Keefe. Great work. Continuing to do great work at O'Keefe Media Group. Well, Project Veritas is disappearing along with its DeSimp supporters and patrons. Hey, Jenna Ellis. Allah is like there's no statue.
Okay. That's the end of that. I just figured I'd bring this out real quick. I was sitting here over on Rumble and saw Viva was up. And he has a channel over on YouTube too. But I like the channel better over on Rumble. You're actually able to use your freedom of speech and not have to worry about being politically correct. Not legally correct, politically correct. When you're over on Rumble, you just stay within the laws and the guidelines of the company, and you're fine. They are a free speech advocate group over there. And my small channel, it's already monetized. I'm making money off my videos over there. So there's that too. I'm all for Rumble. So my question is, what do you think about Red Hat now? And how much longer do you think they're going to be around if they continue down this path? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, and one more thing. I will leave a link to Viva's channel over on Rumble and a link to the article that I read. Anyways, I'm out of here. Peace.